In Sauchie Nursery, we were challenged to look at the nursery in terms of improvement, and we were challenged in terms of how we could work on improvement science, looking at perhaps a project that was happening in the nursery we could add value to. And as a staff team, we discussed introducing a library project. We decided that we would focus on language literacy, and with some of the older children, some of the children who were about to go to school, and for children to learn that books have titles, that children to learn that books have authors and people actually write books, and some people write different books, and we would look at the books that children like in the nursery. We used the children's responses from our project to evaluate the nursery books or the library books we had, but we also set up the project in such a way that there was lots of engagement with children and families. What happened was, at the beginning of each project, we invited families in to hear about the project and explain the project to them a wee bit further. We asked families if they would be happy to have a little pro forma go home on a weekly basis for 5 weeks. We talked about the project, and we looked at how the project would evolve. And we talked about what we would do in the nursery when the library books came back to support the project. What happened was we started small, as the Early Years Collaborative asked us to do. We started small, we started with one group, and that group participated in the test of change.
As an early years educator, I was involved in my group with my 8 children to track and monitor their involvement with library books. They were all enthusiastic. They enjoyed choosing a book. It was their own choice. And when they came back after a week, they would, with consulting with their parents or family, I would ask them how they enjoyed that book. And they would explain this to me by expressing themselves through drawings. We asked if they enjoyed it, or if they didn't enjoy it so much. It would be a sad or a happy face. All of our children enjoyed their books and would draw happy faces. I also asked them if they could tell me the part in the book that they had been reading with their family, the part they enjoyed the most, what they really enjoyed. And they would give me a few lines, and I would document that as well.
I think the project was a success because we had parents talking about authors, we had staff talking about authors. We began to hear children, not all of the children, but some of the children talking about authors. The key success for me was the week that the children went home, selected their own nursery rhyme, and came back and recited that nursery rhyme in front of the children in their key group. We left that side of the project for a period of time, and 4 weeks later, all children remembered their nursery rhymes. At that stage, we looked at children being illustrators, and each child illustrated their nursery rhyme in a very creative manner. So the project gave added value to children's illustrations because they were seeing other children illustrating for a purpose.
My daughter Emma was part of the nursery library project earlier this year. The project was great for Emma because she already had quite a keen interest in books, and it gave an extra dimension which I'm sure she'll take forward in the future when she goes to school. The project also gently introduced the idea of homework, which Emma was quite enthusiastic about, and long may that continue.
In Sauchie Nursery, we value creativity, and we value the stage of learning that children are at. Challenge sounds quite a harsh word, but actually it's challenging in a nice, informal manner, in an encouraging manner. If we challenge children to take their learning forward, they're generally up for it. So within the project, we went in different directions. We went along the literacy route, we went along the rhyming route, and we also went along the illustration route. And actually, the project was very, very successful.